Chapter 297. Mahal's inspired response. But Mahal, when he saw that Funga Helen increasingly became impetuous against him, finally raised his hand in the air and said, "Great God, behold, your old servant is in great danger. Therefore have mercy on him, and deliver him by your great grace and mercy. Oh, put words in his heart, whereby he can powerfully fight a feeble rebel against you, great God and Lord of glory." Here a ray of divine power came into Mahal's heart, and he thanked God, and then directed the following words to the general. "Oh, you quite impotent worm of a man on this earth! You want to argue with God, and want, with your fallacious mind-reasoning, accuse the Most High and Most Holy One of human weaknesses, and wish to avenge yourself at the wisdom of God by means of your weak worldly mind. I say to you, fear and tremble because of your outrage at the inviolable holiness of God. For the earth is now no longer a firm ground for your feet anymore, and the air of God will rise up against you, because you have defied the holiness of God in my face. If you had said that God was merciless and has no love for his creatures, this would have been a human charge which can be forgiven. But during the course of your quarrel, you attacked the divine wisdom and eternal order, and declared God a senseless fool, whose wisdom is already exceeded by a very simple man. Behold, this was an attack against the divine holiness, and thus an unforgivable sin. And this your sin will even sooner and more certain bring the judgment of God to you all to an unavoidable execution. For if one man's heart throughout the empire would be better than yours, for the sake of this one better heart, God would spare this empire for another 100 years and wait for its betterment. But because you, of all people, were still the very best, even though you were no longer in the divine order with a single hair on your head, and have now completely separated yourself from God through your vices, judgment is also at the door. And I say to you, 10 years will not pass twice, and this world of yours will be no more. Adam sinned against God, and God judged the whole of creation through fire. The torn rocks of the earth are the most undeniable proof for it. During the times of Olad, when this kingdom was also entirely fallen away from God, God again sent a judgment of fire over all the earth. And again the mountains and the valleys were for the most part torn by the force of fire. The transverse cracks in rocks give you testimony of that event. But with all that, the Lord had spared man, and only wanted to show him the divine power, and how nothing man is against God. But God will now attack the human race, and will destroy it as far as the flood of your sins reaches. See, this is now the answer you wanted, and I can give you no other, because God has given me no other for you and all your people. These words troubled Fungerhellen mightily, and he fell into a great fear, because he thought very highly of Mahal, and he began to contemplate how he could appease God and Mahal again.